WSU researchers are making groundbreaking discoveries right now and speaking exclusively with KXLY4 News. It's in the field of melanoma research, the most dangerous form of skin cancer. Our Hawk Hammer working for you tonight. Some technical stuff here, Hawk, but what's the takeaway?
The takeaway here, Nadine, is that we are one step closer to fully understanding melanoma, one step closer to discovering targeted treatments for it. Cancer research, as you can imagine, is highly intensive, laser-focused work.
That's the specific media to grow melanocytes.
In this lab, it all starts with human skin cells. Those melanocytes Professor Peng Mao is labeling here for growth. Kept at constant temperatures and constant pressure, they can then be used to better understand how UV damage, sunlight damage, can influence the development of melanoma.
The damage can change the chemical structure of our DNA and cause mutations at the damaged site.
Spending too much time in the sun, a culprit behind those mutations. Proteins being built that no longer function as they should. So here's point one before we dive into the hard stuff.
You want to avoid things like sunburns and at least limit your exposure to UV light.
That's another professor who works in this lab, Dr. Stephen Roberts. He says with the basic understanding of protein dysfunction, it comes to identifying where it all starts. Easier said than done. They figured it out, though. Mao and Stevens, along with researchers from Georgia State University, developed a way to map UV damage throughout the entire human genome. Then, by essentially cross-referencing that with identified melanoma mutations, they found UV damage concentrates in DNA hotspots at ETS binding sites, sites which are known to be a starting location for mutations in downstream genes leading to melanoma. Another piece in the puzzle in answering the overall big question.
What are the specific genes that are dysregulated, and what are the proteins whose inappropriate activity leads to cancer development?
The answer to that is what will ultimately lead to specific targeted melanoma treatment and DNA screening. And until we get there, the best recommendation right now is, of course, limit your unprotected exposure to sunlight. Just for a little bit of background here, according to the American Cancer Society, in this year alone, 91,000 folks will be diagnosed with melanoma. 9,000 folks will die from it. Our risk of melanoma increases as we age, though it is still one of the most prevalent forms of cancer in young adults. Reporting live, Hawk Hammer, KXLY4 News.